Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Saturday Morning Blast Off. Of course, where I take the genre news of the week and talk about it and any other genre kind of stuff you guys want to talk about. Welcome, everybody. Let me take care of some business first, and then we'll get into it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, you're going to see a video pop up at the very end of this video. And basically what YouTube does, takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible. One of the videos in my vast video library just for you. Also, if you want to know when I'm be on live again next, you can hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I change it out every week. And also, it has all the links to my social media. So Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. No tiers set up yet on the Patreon. I'm waiting until I get 1,000 subs because I want to give you guys something if you're going to pay for something kind of thing. And so that's my goal that I set right there for myself. Also, I have the link to this YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. Welcome. Hey, Mufinobi and Penn. How's it going? We have people trickling in here. So, Samuel L. Jackson is going to star as Nick Fury in a Nick Fury series for Disney Plus. I didn't see that one coming, quite honestly. So I'm all for it, quite honestly, at this point. If Disney Plus is going to keep putting out these series that are actually really damn good, that are very well done, I'm all for it. So I've been watching like Earth to Ned was kind of a weird show. That was an interesting one that they had on. And it's kind of almost its own. It's supposed to be a talk show, but it was kind of almost its own series in its own right with its own story. And then also the Muppet show that they have, the new one was okay. It wasn't great, but it was all right. Hey, Kogi Pan, how's it going? And Raymond K. Hessel and Stanley Tweedle. Yeah. You're not trickling? That's good, Stanley, because you know what happens when you're trickling. It means you need to go see a urologist. Yeah. And it does happen when you get older, you know. So I've heard. Yeah. So yeah, I'm all looking forward to that. Samuel Jackson as more Nick Fury. The question now is he going to get to swear at all? Because I mean, I know it's Marvel, it is Disney. So are we going to actually get him being able to swear? So yeah. There we go. Yes, I did understand your joke, Stanley. Yeah. It wasn't a flaccid one either. See, Apple Crow would have gotten that one. He would have ran with it. He would have probably already said it by now. Supergirl, the upcoming season of Supergirl, season 6, is going to be its last season. That's right. It's ending after season 6. I'm okay with that, quite honestly. Excuse me. CW also has Lois and Superman, or Superman and Lois. I can't remember how it's titled, coming up. So it's going to replace that, of course. And we know that Supergirl is going to be in it as well. I actually liked Supergirl, the pen. It had a lot of stuff in it. Like they brought in the Fortress of Solitude. They brought in a good Superman. I actually like Tyler I can't remember how to pronounce his last name. I like him as Superman. He's not the biggest dude, but I kind of like the way he plays Superman. He's pretty good. And also the way he plays Clark Kent too. So I'm looking forward to that series coming in. And also I like they brought in like the Fortress of Solitude, Kellex. So Kellex is one of those things that everyone omits from this Fortress of Solitude. He's been around since around the 70s, I believe, in the comics. And he's the robot guard of the Fortress of Solitude. So that was kind of one of those things. That's what I liked about Supergirl. It was just cheesy enough. It had some of that 70s DC comics that I liked in it. And that's what I liked about it. And yes, it has gotten a little bit preachy in the last couple of seasons for some things, but other things, it's fine. Yeah. But yeah, it's 6 seasons. That's plenty, quite honestly. And I'm all for limiting series that and Supergirl seems like it's run its course already, so I'm okay with that. They did release a promo image of the new Batwoman, and it looks like a little kid playing Halloween in a, trick or treat in a Batwoman costume. Yeah, at first I was all for this actress. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Go for it. And then I saw her in the costume. I'm like, ooh, wow. Yeah. It was pretty bad. Um, yeah, I tried watching the first couple episodes of Batwoman, and the only thing I liked about Batwoman was Alice, her sister. She does a great job and is acting on a different level than everybody else in that series. Um, and I want to see her in something else, quite honestly. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, she's on that. So speaking of good series, The Boys is getting an untitled spin-off series. This one's going to be about young superheroes in a Vought-run college. So it's supposed to be the only college that has superheroes in it. It's in the United States, is where it's supposed to be. It's run by Vought, and it's populated by a bunch of teenage to early 20s superheroes, and of course all the hormones and hijinks that leads to as well. Not Sky High, more like Animal House, Stanley, is what I'm thinking. Kind of. I would say more it's like Animal House movie for Nobi. That's what I think it's gonna be. It's Eric Kripke. He and I sometimes share kind of a same brain on some things, and I'm fairly sure that's what he's basing it on. Yeah. Uh-huh. I'm looking at some of your comments here. So Stanley Twiddle says one episode of Supergirl had a blue sun that was deadly to people with a Y chromosome. Yeah, some crazy shit that gets thrown out there. I know. Um, just strap some leather on Pen and give her a cape and so it's like the Caprica to BSG. No, it's actually going to be better, I think, because Caprica was, oof. Yeah. Caprica did not. There's a reason why Caprica didn't last as long as BSG. And whatever happened to that actress anyway? She disappeared. I mean, completely disappeared. It was kind of like she was veering into softcore porn at one point, and then she disappeared off the map of everything. Yeah, I mean, she was doing fanboy stuff, and then was kind of slowly going to softcore porn, and then disappeared. So, yeah. Pen Farm Girl says, I know you won't be surprised to hear that I thought Caprica was okay. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, there were some aspects of it that were good, but a lot of it wasn't. Yeah. I used to have a high tolerance for crap pen, then I watch too much now, and it's just I'm like, yep, can't watch this. Too much crap. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Raymond K. Hessel. Yeah, Michael Hogan, who of course was on BSG, had a brain injury that happened back in February. He actually fell at a BSG dinner and had to have some surgery, and now he has a brain injury, and so they were raising funds for him for that. So for his medical bills and things like that. So his wife is doing that. So yeah, thoughts go out to him as well. So Marvel Studios is pushing back all the movie releases that they were going to, release. They were going to release some stuff this year to 2021. So that means 2020 will officially be the first time in, what is that, 15 years or no, 10 years? Yeah, that there hasn't been a Marvel movie coming out. Black Widow has moved over to May 7th, 2021. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings has moved over to July 9th, 2021. And Eternals, they dropped the off of that, is November 5th, 2021. But of course, WandaVision is still scheduled for December, which is not a movie, by the way. It's a series on Disney Plus, because that is supposed to set up everything that is to come. Which most likely we are getting multiple universes being brought up, and I wouldn't be surprised if some characters that were dead come back to life. There is rumors that Tom Cruise might be in. I've heard all kinds of rumors right now that there might be a brief Tom Cruise cameo in the Doctor Strange 2 movie, that he will be an alternate version of Tony Stark, which I thought was kind of interesting. I was like, all right. And some artist actually had put that in. They did like a promo artwork. They actually did a really good job. And then they did an alternate version of Nick Fury with Bruce Campbell as an alternate Nick Fury, because of course Sam Raimi is directing it. So Bruce Campbell's going to find a role in there someplace. Yeah. Yeah. Why not? You can have an alternate universe Tony Stark. But it's just supposed to be like, probably a brief, blink and you miss it kind of thing. Kind of like Brad Pitt in Deadpool 2 as the Vanisher. Yeah. Stanley Tweedle says maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was the last Marvel content ever. No, I don't think so. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was the last Marvel TV content ever, because it's done after that. How do you think this will affect the future of the MCU, if at all? It shouldn't, quite honestly. They are just kind of skewing everything. They're moving everything, the entire timeline of releases. Falcon and Winter Soldier had its shooting interrupted, so with COVID, so they are moving that. I don't think that gets affected by any of this. The only two that are supposed to be the ones that affect the entire Marvel universe right now are WandaVision, which is getting released in December, and Doctor Strange 2, because they both deal with the alternate timelines, the multiverse. So those are the ones that matter, I guess you could say, for the overall story of Phase 4 that's happening. Yeah. So there you go. Let's see what else. So the upcoming Suicide Squad movie, I don't know if you guys watched the little trailer for that at all, with James Gunn directing it, writing and directing it, I should say. So John Cena is playing a character named Peacemaker in it. And Peacemaker is in the comics, he's in the DC comics. So John Cena's Peacemaker character is getting a spin-off series of its own on HBO Max. Don't ask me why. All I just know is that that's what's happening. I don't know if it's a prequel or if it's, part of the same timeline, or what's going on or what, but yeah, we're getting Peacemaker the series. Yeah. Yes, I agree with you, Kogepon. I can see Bruce pulling off a Nick Fury as well. He could do a very boisterous Nick Fury or a very serious one. Yeah. Yes, Pepper is the alternate host in this universe as well. Although she's very tired. She's asleep right now. Yeah. She's like, yeah, fuck you. That's how she is. Netflix has canceled The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance after one season and an Emmy win. I'd like to say I'm broken up about it, but I fell asleep during that thing. So, and I tried multiple times. So I'm okay with that. Quite honestly, Louis Leterrier is going to need to find someplace else to, something else to ruin at this point. He's already ruined the Hulk because he directed the second Hulk. For me, he ruined the Dark Crystal, and I'm waiting for him to ruin something else. Yeah. Dennis is just a sock puppet for Pepper. No. Hey, you don't know what we talk about you, Movie Finobi, when you're not here. So everyone's been, I don't know if everyone's been watching Raised by Wolves here or not. I'm covering it. Excuse me just a sec. Excuse me. That was kind of a weird one. So DC Comics has decided to put out a comic that is, I guess, kind of a prequel to Raised by Wolves. And it's looking more at the war on Earth and how it happened. And the first issue is free. I've already seen excerpts of it online. And I believe it starts in 2120 is when it starts. So that's about 20 years before the war happens, or before we came into it. 25 years, somewhere around there. And so we see the creation of the necromancers, and it brings a little bit more of the story into like the atheist nations and the Mithraic nations and all that kind of stuff. And I agree with you, Stanley. Raised by Wolves is a complete and total fucking mess, and it's Stanley Kubrick, or not Stanley Kubrick, excuse me, Ridley Scott joint. You can totally tell that it's him, because it's a fucking mess and makes no sense whatsoever. And once I still stand by my original assessment after the last episode that Ridley Scott wanted to make another Alien movie or an Alien series, and he couldn't, because the rights are owned by Fox, and which is now owned by Disney. And so as a result of that, he went with this, which is another writer's story, and he's slowly incorporating alien stuff in there and androids and all that kind of shit. Yeah. So Penn says agreed. Stanley, fascinating and pretty well done, but a mess. Yeah. Thank you, Koge. I try to be honest about this stuff. I don't have time to actually sugarcoat it and, make it all nice. You might like it if no. It does happen. Yeah, the creatures look very xenomorphs. I agree with you, Stanley. They are, and especially when I did the thumbnail for the one where the creature that was over Mother, and I was like, oh yeah, it's a xenomorph. Okay, I didn't see that at first, but yeah, it's a xenomorph. Yeah, they probably just used an old CGI character, old CGI model, and use that. Waste not, want not. Speaking of waste not, and want not either, Titans has been renewed for a 4th season, and this is even before season 3 has begun filming. So this is over at HBO Max. I still don't understand this. We have to fight for Harley Quinn to get a 3rd season, which it has, by the way. We have to fight for Doom Patrol to get a 2nd season and now a 3rd season. And yet Titans hasn't even done a fucking 3rd season yet, and they get a 4th season. I don't understand, Raymond. I really don't. It's one of those things that perplexes the shit out of me. It really does. Someone must have, maybe they drove a dump truck full of coke up to the Warner Brothers executive office, something like that. And they're like, yeah, come on. You want a season 4? We've got hoses for your asses. Come on. Well, we have a continuous supply of coke. So maybe that's how they did it. I don't know. I really don't. Yeah. I agree with you, Marks. Titan sucks. And Morks has the poster to prove it. Do you still have that poster in a place of honor, Morks? Is it in the bathroom or over the toilet? Or is it someplace else? Morks, by the way, was the winner of the season 1 Titans poster. I was giving it away during my Titans review. And so, yeah, he won the season 1 poster that I got from DC Universe at the time. Yeah. Someone in Titans is someone's nephew? Possibly. Yeah. I like the poster behind my head as well, Pen. Although it's whited out because of the window. I need to get drapes for that window, by the way, and make it a little more, black light, or not black light, blacked out in here. But yes, I love this Doom Patrol poster. I was really thinking about giving it away at one point, and I kept looking at it. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Morks, come on. You know you love that poster. It's like one of your favorite posters. The workout area in the gym to give you motivation to get out of the gym as fast as possible. Is that what's going on? Yeah. So, Game of Thrones. The Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon, is now scheduled for a 2022 release. And again, this is due to COVID. Yeah. You know, it is due to COVID. But honestly, do we really need another Game of Thrones? Is anyone really clamoring for a prequel that's set 1,000 years before Game of Thrones? I mean, I'm not. I wasn't even clamoring for the first one, to tell you the truth, and especially the way it ended. I'm really not. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'll get them eventually. It's the last window in the house that hasn't gotten drapes on it yet, so I have it all set up as to where I want to do it and all that. Yeah. You want the rest of the books? Eventually, that last one will come out after George R. Martin dies and someone else cleans up the ending, because I'm sure he's got like probably maybe 4 pages of the manuscript done, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want any more awful TV shows either. We're gonna get them. I mean, there's Fox is still around. They have that really bad AI series that's coming out. I can't remember what it is. The one where they're chasing the AI around the world, and it can only go from one computer, I guess, at a time instead of spread out everywhere and take over everything. Yeah, it's just really fucking stupid, but sure, why not? Cookie Pond says, not really, that ending killed it for me, and I was open-minded into the final season too. Yeah, I was okay with Titans or the way they were starting to do season 2 until Batman stepped in. Unless you're talking about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was, yeah. It started off okay, and then it lost me around season 4, season 5, somewhere around there. Actually, Stanley Tweedle, the Weiss and Benoff are doing a series based on the 3-body problem, which is a novel by a Chinese novelist. I guess it started over in China and has been, has been popular all over the world now at this point. And so, yes, they're working on that. I didn't know Rian Johnson was producing it. Producing it doesn't mean anything. Yeah. I mean, J.J. Abrams produces a lot of stuff, and, some of it's actually good because he has no say in it whatsoever. Yeah. Yeah, season 1 was good of Game of Thrones. I agree. Yeah. Yes, it is Netflix, the Weiss and Benoff one, because U.S. senators have been trying to pressure Netflix not to do it because of the writer, who of course lives in China and is being pressured by Chinese government to express certain views, and they're trying to pressure Netflix, and Netflix is like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that, is what they said. They just released that today, as a matter of fact, that they weren't keen, that they were still going ahead with their plans. They basically told the Republican Party to fuck off, kind of like the rest of us are doing right now. Martyr Loser King just got here. What is the Boys spinoff? If you hit the rewind button, you can get to it. So Stanley Tweedle says, but the books are finished, so maybe they can manage it. I Yeah, I am a dick. Thanks, Martyr Loser King. Yeah. So guess what happens here, dude? So what happens here is you get put in timeout. There you go, motherfucker. And eventually you get blocked too. So have fun. Yeah. You want to come on my channel and start fucking that kind of shit? I will fucking just end you right there. You're done. Bye-bye. Have fun. So October 16th, Hellstrom is being released on Hulu. I don't know about Hellstrom, quite honestly. It's one of those things that it's Marvel, but it's left over from Jeff Loeb. One of those things. And it doesn't look like the Hellstrom of the comics. It looks like something else entirely. Think of Lucifer, but Lucifer the comic is different than Lucifer the TV show. Same thing with Hellstrom. Hellstrom is a different thing altogether from what's going to be coming out, from the comics to the TV show. From what I've seen of the trailer so far, I haven't seen it yet. I probably won't because it's on Hulu, but who knows? Yeah. Yes, Stanley, I am a harsh mistress. Especially when you start calling me names and stuff like that on my channel, which is really funny. Oh no, I didn't go Homelander. Morks. I kind of went more Starlight on him than anything else. You haven't seen the Homelander version. You don't want to. It's not funny or nice or good. Yeah. Do I watch Archer? I can't, Raymond Hessel. I've tried. I've really, really tried to watch Archer. And yeah, it just, and the thing is, I know it's the guy who did C Lab 2021, which I loved back in the day, but I can't watch Archer for some reason. It just doesn't do anything for me. Yeah. What was that? Kogepan says, "Hey, can you hold up your entire stream for everyone because I can't hear?" Yeah, I know. Thanks, Koge. I've said this before in these things that I do, especially Saturday morning blast off. Someone comes in like, what is it now? Half an hour late and says, "Oh yeah, by the way, what happened at the beginning there? Can you just kind of reiterate everything you just said?" It's like it's a video. Go back to the beginning, rewind, and you can watch it. It's all there. I'm not going to reiterate it for you, and I'm not going to go back. Other people that have been here, it's rude to people that are here already and on time. And not only that, I don't want to repeat myself on it. It's already there. It's video. It's recorded. Yeah. I have no problem with that, Pen. That's fine. Yeah. So Stanley says, "Dennis, I didn't pay attention the last 5 minutes. Can you repeat it, please?" Thanks, Stanley. Yes, I was saying how much Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. sucks, but yeah. But you already know that. Raymond, no, that's fine. I mean, I've told you as well, and I say it politely. I'm like, hey, just rewind. You can actually see it. I did say it politely. And then I got the other, yeah. And I'm sure it wasn't because of what I said with the rewind. It was because what I said about the Republican Party is what it was. So someone didn't like my politics, and I really don't give a shit. If that's the reason why you're going to unsub, perfect. Go for it. I try and keep politics out of this as much as possible, but yeah. Yeah, I'm fairly sure that's what it was, Joe. So I like to keep this a little more on the even keel side, all about the genre stuff, but every now and then a little bit of politics sneaks in, but not a lot. Just maybe an aside, a one-liner, a zinger, if you will, and that's what happens. So there you go. If you can't deal with a little zinger every now and then, yeah, bye. That's what I say. So here's an interesting thing. Aldous Hodge is going to be Hawkman and Black Adam. So I don't know who this guy is. I did not see the latest Invisible Man movie that came out that everyone was talking about. I know he's in it, but there are some people that are having problems with him um, being black. I don't have a problem with that because Carter Hall, Hawkman, is reincarnated. He can be anybody when he gets reincarnated. So I don't really care what color skin somebody is, if it matches the comic or not, as long as you have a good story. The character, I mean, come on. You have Michael Clark Duncan, who played Kingpin in Daredevil, did an excellent job as Kingpin. Is Kingpin black? No, in the comics he's white. Doesn't make any fucking difference. As long as you have an actor that can actually play the character, shouldn't make a difference. So that said, I don't think Black Adam is going to be a great movie, but that's just me on that one. I'm not a huge fan of The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and all that stuff. He's not a reason why I go and see a movie. You know, if he's in it or not, I go and see a movie if he's, that he's in because of the story. Like Jumanji, yeah, that one. I heard good things about it because I was like, I'm not going to bother watching that. Then I watched it, I was like, hey, that's actually pretty good. But the Fast and the Furious movies with him in it, yeah, I can leave those away there. Anyone hear anything about Utopia? I have watched the first 3 episodes of Utopia, Raymond, and it's fucking brutal. It's good and it's crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy. I have no idea where it's going, but yeah, I mean, you have a main character that loses an eye in that's all I can say on that one. I'm not going to say how. I'm not going to say why. It's fairly fucking graphic. Utopia is on Amazon Prime. Pen. Yeah. So yeah, uh, it's pretty brutal. I know there was a British version that came out a couple of years ago of Utopia as well. I was trying to hunt it down to see it before this one came out, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I kind of gave up the search. Well, honestly, it was kind of a half-hearted search to begin with. I had other stuff, that I'm doing. So I tried looking for it, I think, for about 5 minutes, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I can't find it. So I left it as it was. And then I saw that Utopia was out because it came up on my Amazon Prime link there, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll give it a shot. And then I watched the first episode, and I was like, holy fuck, yeah, it was good. I am actually going to be doing an Is It Worth My Time, not on Tuesday of coming up here, but the following Tuesday I'm going to do it because I figure I can get through it all. I almost kind of switched over and was going to do an episode by episode, but for something that's dropped all at once, people don't want an episode by episode review of that. So they just want, yeah, just me to give a, it's 8 episodes, Stanley. 8 episodes. Yeah, I really was kind of grappling with the whole thing of doing an episode by episode review of it by the time I hit episode 2 here. And then I was like, nope, because people are going to bitch about it. And, they've already watched it. And, so yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. You just add it to your list of shows to watch, Pen. There's a lot of stuff that's still coming out. Chef season 4, the Jean Favreau cooking show is released on Netflix. So I've been watching that. I've been watching cooking shows on Netflix. They've been doing a lot of really good stuff. There's one on nothing but tacos. And so they're going around like Central America and South America and all that stuff, and they're talking about tacos. And I found out there's a new taco called well, not a new taco, but um, it's been around for about a couple of decades now, called Suardano, I believe is what it is, and it's basically a brisket taco. It's not, well, brisket is the chest of the cow. This meat comes from just underneath the rib cage, and yeah, it looks fucking good. So, yeah. What's the next? Is it worth my time? Yeah, it's going to be Away with Hilary Swank, is what that is. Penn Farm Girl. Yeah. I figured since I put in the time on that, I might as well do it. That's all I can say. Yeah, but that's like I said, I've been alternating. I'd watch the cooking stuff for just to kind of zen, I guess you could say. Yeah. Yeah, join the club, Marks. There you go. There's your preview on it. Oh. My cursor suddenly wasn't working. HBO Max. Now, this isn't a genre news item, but I'm a huge fan of Kurosawa. I always have been. And Rashomon that he did back in 1952, if I remember correctly, was a great movie. If you've never seen Kurosawa films, add them to your repertoire of things to watch. They are cinema that has influenced everything that you see now. And HBO Max is going to do a series based on his movie Rashomon. So yes, Rashomon's also a book, which I have read a long time ago. I don't remember it, but they're going to actually base the series on his movie, not the books, even though the book is, the movie is based on the book. And it's the first time in cinema actually that using the viewpoints. So you have an incident that happens, and you have the story being told from all the different points of the people that were there, and it all varies depending on the viewer. And that was the first time this was actually done in cinema. And of course, you see it now all the time. Like Knives Out was the most recent one with Rian Johnson, where you have all that. Yeah. Seven Samurai is awesome. Yes. Ron. Oh my God. Ron is like, that's his King Lear. That's what that is. Yeah. Isn't Kurosawa just copied from George Lucas? Funny, Stanley. Yeah. If you do the time, you do the crime. Yes, I know. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this if it's done well. And yeah, I mean, I'll take a look at it, definitely. So the final thing I've got here is that Netflix is going to be doing a I don't know if it's a series. I think it's just a movie. That's right. It's just a movie called Spiderhead. And Chris Hemsworth is going to be in it, Miles Teller, and Journey Smollett, of course, from Lovecraft Country there. And Joseph Kosinski is going to direct it. So this is an adaptation of a short story. The script is actually done by Rhett Weiss and Paul Wernick, of course, who did Zombieland and Deadpool. Yeah, those guys. So this all has the trappings of something that looks like it's going to be pretty damn good. It's the reason why I added it to my list of things I wanted to talk about here. And so it's set in the near future where convicts are offered the chance to volunteer as medical subjects in hopes of shortening their sentence. And the focus is on two of the prisoners who become the test patients for emotion altering drugs that force the prisoners to grapple with their past in a facility run by a brilliant visionary who supervises the program. So that's what this is all about. And my guess is that there's probably going to be some hijinks in it. Uh, yeah, Miles Teller is the one red flag in all of this. Stanley, I agree with you. He is trying to claw his way back up. Uh, from what I understand, there's a lot of controversy around him in his private life, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'm not sure why they keep using him on stuff like this, but hey, my guess is they're trying to give him one last shot, and if things don't happen, then hey, there you go. Whiplash was a masterpiece. Speaking as a drummer, Whiplash. I don't know that one, Stanley, or excuse me, Raymond. I really don't. Yeah. C.K. Simmons. Oh, okay. Okay. So the movie that Miles Teller was in with C.K. Simmons. Got it. Okay. Yes, I remember hearing about it because Miles Teller was in it. I didn't bother watching it. Yeah, it's kind of the reason why I've shied away from that kind of stuff with him in it. Anytime he's in it, I'm like, yeah, I don't need to see this. I've heard enough disturbing things about him that I was like, yeah. And also, there was I think it was a Vanity Fair article or something like that, where he just came off like a big douchebag, like a huge douchebag. And this was when he was just coming up. I think it was when Fantastic Four came out. He did that. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't need to see anything from you ever again. That's great. Thanks. Bye bye. So, Raymond K. Hessel says, who is your same sex celebrity crush? Mine is James McAvoy, is what he says. I don't have one. Sorry, Raymond K. Hessel. I mean, I know there was a joke way back in the day. So when I was on a different channel, uh, so there was jokes being made that because I like Supernatural so much, it was that, or because I kept pushing Hell on Wheels, uh, because I thought that the lead actor who is now on Star Trek, the spinoff, he's playing Captain Christopher Pike. I thought he would be a great Batman at one point. So there has been that's been pushed, out. I just like actors, sometimes. So yeah. If you're a good actor and you are competent and you are a chameleon where you actually change with the role, I like you and you do a good job. That's the whole thing. That's what good acting is all about. And unfortunately, sometimes we like to prop up a lot of bad actors. Miles Teller being one of them. So, yeah, but that's all I got news wise for you guys. So, what else? What are you guys watching now? I mean, like I said, I told you I'm watching cooking shows and sci-fi series where people are getting their eyes ripped out, and you know, as well as the other stuff that I'm covering, things like that. Anybody watching anything weird? And don't bring up Dark. I know you guys are watching Dark. Yes, I know. Stanley says TNG, that will take a while. Currently watching Utopia. That's it. Okay, I can see that works. More Prime Video stuff. Yeah, there's been Stanley Twill says Dark is long gone. Yeah. Hey BD. No problem. Yeah, Utopia is fucking really crazy violent. I agree with you. Yeah, it is. Farscape. What's a Farscape? I'm kidding. See, Viking bitch would have. Thanks, Stanley. That's the old joke I have with Viking bitch. She always brings up Farscape, and I go, "What's a Farscape?" Yeah. Oh, thanks, Kogipan. You actually reminded me. There is the Moon Knight series that is the news is supposed to be coming out sooner, pretty soon on the Moon Knight series at Disney Plus. Supposedly the rumor is they do have the lead cast, but they are trying to do the supporting characters, so his girlfriend and his right hand guy that helps him out. But supposedly they already have Mark Spector cast, and they are just sitting on it right now until they get the other two supporting cast characters casted, and then they're going to announce it. But all kinds of rumors are flying out there right now. All kinds of rumors, and yeah, I'm not. I don't think Keanu Reeves. He's too old to be playing it. By the way, who's playing Mark Spector? So yeah, I think he's way too old for that, and I also don't think he would tie himself down with a TV series. Yeah, but I am looking forward to it. Moon Knight was, especially the late '90s, no, early 2000s run on the comics was really good. Yeah. BD says last quick Utopia comment. The music sound really kicks on a nice. Yeah, it does. Yeah. I actually had to turn it down because I was watching it later last night. You know, I don't want to disturb the neighbors and whatnot, especially with all the screaming and gunshots and you know how it is. But yeah, I am looking forward to Moon Knight. Whenever they decide to announce that one. So they are filming now. They I just read something this morning that they Hollywood, they're actually coming together to they just finalized how they're going to go back into production with stuff in Los Angeles under the new COVID rules and everything. And that's supposed to be going out, I believe, to Governor Newsom's office, fairly soon. And then they're going to get that approved and whatnot and do it from there. But Disneyland is still closed. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else I've been watching. I did see Jurassic Park Cretaceous Camp, I think is what it's called. It's an animated series that's on Netflix, and I watched that. And that's actually surprisingly violent for a kid show. I was surprised. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else anything else I've watched. I think that's about it. I mean, Stanley says, I know what I will watch on November 3rd. I have the popcorn ready. Mork says, saw Dragon's Dogma on Netflix, kind of like Castlevania in terms of animation style and story. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Castlevania. Who knows what's going to go on with Castlevania now that what's going on with Warren Ellis and everything. So there's a whole he's been brought up in the whole Me Too scandal stuff, and I think Netflix fired him if I'm not mistaken. So Penn Farm Girl says, was Jurassic Camp worth our time? No, I just had it on as background stuff, and I just found it interesting that they actually kill off adults and stuff like that in this. And yeah, I was kind of surprised because it takes place in the Jurassic World time frame, I guess you could say. And so there's a lot of people that are on the island and whatnot. And of course, something gets released as it normally does. I don't know why they keep open that fucking theme park if they're going to keep releasing, these creatures and stuff like that. Too violent for Cretaceous Camp? No. I mean, everything happens off screen. You see the guy go, "Oh my god," and then you see the dinosaur on top of them, like in the distance, like, and you hear crunching and screaming. But that's about it. I don't know if that's too violent for you or not. So for me, too violent is where they take the the arm gets ripped off, it gets slapped across the face of somebody, and then the dinosaur kind of plays with it a little bit, and like a little ukulele and stuff like that. That's a little too violent at that point. Stanley says Jurassic Camp was a real kid show, not very good. Yeah. But will there be another season of The Expanse? Yeah, they're working on the next I think they actually finished the season 5, if I'm not mistaken. I thought they already finished it. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember offhand. Too much news. Because that's not the only news that I look at too, you know. I look at stuff for work as well. And yeah. I can't remember everything. There better be a total of 8 to match the books. Yeah, I think that's what they're planning. I'm fairly sure that's what they're gonna do. Wasn't there like a scandal with the pilot of the Rossi? Yes. The actor. Yes, there was, and they kind of hushed that one up. So I don't know what's going on with that. It came out briefly, and then all news of it was squashed because it's Amazon. Yeah. There was some kind of little hubbub, and then we don't know what happened. From what I understand, they are finishing book 9. They have a release date, if I remember correctly. I thought they just did a release date. I thought I saw something on Twitter about it, you know, because I see every now and then those guys pop up in my feed of stuff on Twitter, and I thought they had done a release date. Maybe I'm mistaken. I probably am. Yeah. Yeah, I think number 9 is supposed to be the last book, if I remember correctly. It's the end of the behemoth or something like that, or so whatever the first book was called, it's supposed to be the ending of whatever that first book was called. It's like the same title but different. Yes, there we go. Leviathan Falls. That's what it is. Which is not a waterfall in Australia or New Zealand. There you go. Release date is 2021 on Wikipedia. Okay. Yeah, I thought they had announced that on Twitter. I think if you go and look at their, you know, they have a Twitter page or a Twitter account, and I thought they had announced it on there, but maybe I'm wrong. I wanted to say it was like November of 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay, yeah, they did finish filming in February. Okay, there you go. Yeah. So yeah, that seems about right. So we should be getting a new series the beginning of next year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Even though I do the news, I don't remember all of it. There's a lot of news that comes out, you know? Yeah. But they wanted to release it in December of 2019 originally. Yeah, shit happens. So, when does the Loki show come out? That's a good question. I know that Falcon and Winter Soldier was delayed until sometime next year. I want to say it's like summer next year. And then since Loki is supposed to be part of the whole multiverse thing too, that one's been very quiet lately on any kind of news as to when the Loki series is coming out, or even if it's filming at this point. Well, yeah, Joker, he's supposed to be hopping through time, is what's going on with the Loki series. And because of shit that gets messed up, he ends up in different, you know, multiverses kind of thing because he creates alternate timelines, or there are alternate timelines already created. So at least that's what I've heard. I don't know for sure. Yeah. Stanley Tweedle says, release those movies on Disney Plus already if they hold. Yeah, considering that, what was it? They said that Mulan, which they were charging $30 for on Disney Plus. What was it? The first 10 days that it got released, there were, I want to say they said 200 million, 250 million people that bought it. So if you times $30 times 250 million, it was a lot of money. And that was just in 10 days. Yeah. See, for me, Stanley, if they're going to charge that $30, I want it to be elsewhere other than Disney Plus that I have access to. I want to own a digital copy of it as well, someplace else offline. Like, well, you know what I mean, offline. Like not just Disney Plus, but, movies anywhere or Google Play, iTunes, whatever. Yeah. Stanley says I would wait until they go free on Disney Plus anyway. Yeah, that might. I mean, they might wait a long time. I'm fairly sure that's the reason why they are waiting to release them in theaters. Is you're talking about a $300 million? It's probably like 150, $200 million movie that they made, probably more than that out of all of these. Versus Mulan, which yes was an expensive movie. I think it was like 100 million, 150 million, somewhere around there, but they already knew that they would get those people that were big fans of Mulan because it's just pretty much almost a direct remake of the animated series. They already had those people hooked. So it was guaranteed cash, and they just were like, yeah, screw it. And it was also generating too much controversy over, the star who still lives in China, who, of course, is being pressured to say the things that they say, otherwise they disappear, kind of thing. So yeah. And sometimes they agree with whatever's going on over there too, which is even more disturbing, but still. Yeah. Anyway, what else do I have going on the rest of this week? Well, tomorrow is a double header. I've got Raised by Wolves, episode 9 is going to be at 4 p.m. I've got to put that on a schedule. I just don't have it up there as of yet. And then Lovecraft Country is later on in the evening. I believe it's about 7:30, 7:45 in the evening, somewhere around there. And then Monday I'm going to be off. Tuesday, Is It Worth My Time? Away on Netflix. The Hilary Swank series Away is going to be on there. Wednesday I'll be off. Thursday is going to be the season finale of Raised by Wolves, unless they surprise us with another episode, like an episode 11 or something like that. Friday is The Boys, and then we swing back around again to Saturday morning Blast Off, which is where you're at right now. So, as Penn has put up there, if you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like that, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule that's up there. And after that, you can also take a look at my links to all my social media that are up there, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon up there. And also the links to things like my Facebook page and Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. So Stanley Tweedle says, what will we do after Boys and Lovecraft Country? Well, funny you should mention that. There is stuff that's coming up. Let's take a look at the page and see what I have under future stuff, because that's what I've got there. Sorry, I actually have to type this in because I forgot about that. There we go. I'm at the very top of the search page, which is nice. So what we've got going on is The Mandalorian season 2 is coming up on October 30th. We got WandaVision coming in December. Witcher season 2 isn't coming out until 2021, but there's going to be some other stuff that pops up here and there. I need to go back in and actually take a look at what's coming out. So, yeah. See you, Marks. Warrior? No, I'm not going to be covering Warrior. I would like to, but it's not genre. And honestly, it's so iffy as to where it's going to be coming out that, yeah. Sleep until season 2 of The Mandalorian. Yeah. No Skinamax. No. I'm just saving it for HBO Max at this point. I'm hoping Warrior comes out on HBO Max. That was the whole point of HBO Max. It was supposed to meld HBO and Cinemax and all the Warner Brother library of stuff, and they just have not done a good job of that. They still haven't even put anything in fucking 4K, even though they said a month ago they were going to do that, or 4 months ago. They said, "Oh yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it," and they have done nothing. So, except cancel DC Universe. Yeah. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the day. Thank you to everybody who joined me today in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. Like I said before, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here if you're on the, if you're on the cusp of subscribing, and if you like what you see there, hit the subscribe button down below there. And while you're down there, hit that like and share button too. Thanks, everybody. I will see you tomorrow for Raised by Wolves and Lovecraft Country. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may have trolls that show up in your live chat and want you to reiterate everything you just said in the last half an hour, even though they have a rewind button to go and watch all of that. Thanks, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, be well, and take care.